what we've done so far, what we've done so far, is there a problem that we need to go back and look at? Hmm? Is there a problem that we need to go back and look at?
Uh, was the we call it barrister, but it's not barrister.
The railing.
Uh, I was finding it difficult to place it.
The railing, they just draw. Wherever you want to place it, you just go there and draw it over there. So it's just like picking the railing tool. You pick a line, you draw the railing, how you want it to look like. Hmm?
Yes.
Then you accept, that's all. If you want the railing to be in a circle form, yours is when you pick your railing tool, the circle is there. So you pick your circle, then you draw your railing in a circle form.
Okay.
When you accept in 3D, you see the railing is in circle. You get it? Okay. So any shape, let's say I want to draw a railing, and this is a shape I want. I'm looking at a shape like this. Then I can use this to create my railing. So at the end of the day, this is what you get. You get it? So yours is to draw the way you want it and to take the form. You get it? Okay. Whichever one, if you don't like this one, you can change it to which one you like. You get it? You can also, then there are ones which are online. You guys, you just change them. There are different types in it. Select then go and change them to the different types you want in the properties. Okay. Now there's some that when you go to online, let me even try and see if I can open one. When you go online, you will see now those ones, it comes like a project. Do you get it? So now even the families we've given you, there are some which are in it. Okay, so you can check in it. Now those railing, let me see if I can open one. Railing. Okay, so there are different types. There's a project that they've done a lot of railing design, different. So whichever one you want in your project. Now I'm opening the type, that railing type. It's a project, so they've done it in a project. So you open like a project form. You get it? So when you open this, what you see. Now you see all the railing design they've done. So you see all the railing design. You see different designs. You get it?
Yes.
So whichever one, they even have for wood, the wooden type. Okay. Then they are like the ones for walkway or commercial places. Do you get it? Okay. Then we have ones for stair. Now the stair, you don't want a railing, you want to have the handrail. So you draw a railing, but you want it to look like an handrail. So yours is to make sure you bring this in your project. Then you select your railing and choose this one here to look like a handrail on the wall. Do you get it? Okay. So they have different. So yours is to select. So if I want this in my project, I'll just select. There's a copy, Control C. Then I'll come into my project. Then I'll come and say Control V. Then I'll paste it in this project. I'll click. Then I'll finish. So it is in this project. Okay, this railing is in this project. So I'll just end it, delete. But it's in this project. So anytime I draw a railing and I want it to look like a handrail, then I'll just select it in my project. So if I go to railing, now if I go to my drop, you see the handrail I brought. This is it. It's inside. So you just choose how your railing, how you want it to look like. Then just choose to replace it. Okay. Okay. So that is the way to go about the railing too. Okay. Any other question? Yes.
Please, I think the television from the television was refusing to sit on the wall. If you want to sit on the wall.
I used to. So
Yeah.
component, you went to which folder?
Furniture.
Furniture. Mhm. TV.
Devices.
You went to devices. Okay.
Our own is in a device
Okay,
folder.
okay. So this is a telly.
Yes.
You bring it back. You bring it in. It's on the wall.
It wasn't on the when you zoom in on the 3D level, it was on the floor.
Yeah, but when I was teaching you about this one, the oven, I told you when you place it will be on the floor.
So you need a height.
So you need to put in a height.
Ah.
The height you want the thing to be.
Okay.
So see the telly, it's on the floor. So when you select it, we have what we call elevation from 00. By default, it is placed on 00.
Okay.
So what elevation? Want it at a height of 1002?
Okay.
Type it in, it will go to the height of 1002. You get it? But this telly is not nice. So go.
It's not nice for.
This one is the one flash screen. Go online. This Samsung. Yeah. When you do, when we ask what you call some rendering, when you do the Lumio class, you can do a Lumio class. Then we have something called Prosy. Now the telly looks like black, but you can take a picture, put it on the face of the telly to look like there's the telly is on. You can even do a video and put that video on the surface of the telly and to be playing.
Wow.
Oh,
You teach us how.
no, it's not for this class. That's why it's a Lumio class.
Okay.
The rendering class. Okay. So now, if no other question, yes.
I have a box around my 3D.
Yeah. Why did you put the box there?
I didn't even see where the box was.
Hey.
I was actually trying to rotate it from nowhere. I saw there's a box somewhere.
Your food box. So that is your section box. So go to your properties and uncheck the section box. You put a box by it.
I didn't know what was there.
When I showed you and you put it there, you forgot to remove it. I put it off.
No, I put it. It was just right today, this evening. Before I leave the house, I was going through and then I realized that.
Put section box around your thing. Okay, so if no other, let's start. Today we are going to look at stair. How to create a stair. How do we create a stair? Now to create a stair. Now what I'm going to do is I'll teach you all the types of stair. You get it? Then now we'll look at how to place a stair in the model itself. Do you get it? Look how to place a stair in the model itself. So to create a stair, you go to what we call the circulation panel. Circulation panel. Now that the circulation panel, you see the stair there. The stair there. Now, when you click on the stair, now in the stair you have some information that you need to look at. Now, the first thing that you notice when you click on your stair is how do you call it? You see this component tool. You see this component tool over here. Now, over here you have what you call the run. We have the landing. Then we have the support. Do you get it? Then in the listen, we have a straight flight. We have a full Xperia. Then we have is it center and Xperia. Then we have the L-shaped winder, U-shaped winder, and what we call the sketch. Okay, create a sketch. Okay, now those are the things that will help you to create your stair. Okay. Now another thing you take notice of is we have this thing over here. Now over here we have the location line. Now the location line is set to the center. Now when you drop down, you have other places that you can set your location line. Then we have the offset. So we know what the offset is. You put in an offset value wherever you are drawing the tail, to not be there, to go to where the offset value is. Then we have the actual round width. Now there's a default run rate over there. Then we have the automatic landing, which is checked on. Now let me explain all of this. Now the first one, which is what we call the location line. Now it means that if this is the weight of our stair, where we'll be holding to draw the stair will be in the center. Do you get it? So the line is in the center, unlike the way the wall is. When we are drawing the wall, it is in the center. So our location line is in the center. So I can draw a stair by holding the center to draw full, or I can hold the stair edge, either left or right, to draw the full stair. Do you get it? So you can set the location line, what you want to use. So the round center. Okay. The offset, we all know what the offset value is. Now the actual round weight is saying that this is the round weight, the weight of the stair is what we call the actual round weight. Now the weight there is 1000. That's the default setting. So now, if you want a weight of 900, now this default setting might not give you a weight of 900 if you want the stair of 900. It means you need to go and change the minimum weight that you can set. Do you get it? Okay. Now automatic landing is checked on. It means that if you draw 2 flights, you don't need to draw a landing. The moment you have 2 flights, one will be created for you automatically. Do you get it? Now if it is off, it means if you draw 1 flight and draw another flight, you have to now come and draw a landing. And that is where you have to come and choose the landing here and draw. Now which one is easier? By letting the automatic be on, you draw and it will create it for you. Do you get it? Okay? Okay. So that is what you look at. Now, we also have in the properties, when you go to the properties, when you drop down, now in it we have 3 types of stair. We have the assemble type, that will be the default. Then we have cast in place. Then we have the precast. So assemble type means that the stair, you assemble them to create the stair. The part of the stair, you assemble them to create. Do you get it? Now the cast in place means that you are casting full concrete of stair. Do you get it? Then we have the precast. So it has been done, you move it from where it has now in the position. Okay, so that's the 3 types of stair that we have. Now in its properties, we have some constraints. You will see that in the constraint. Now let's go to stair. Are we all there? Stair. Let's all be there. Stair. So now over there in our properties we have constraint. So in the constraint we see what we call a base level. We have a base level. Now on the base level we have it was set what? The ground floor. Do you get it? Are you on the ground floor?
Yeah.
If you're on the ground floor, your base level will be set to ground floor. Now we also have a base offset. Now what the base, I don't know whether you know what the base offset is. Do you know what the base offset is? Okay. We've been doing that with walls, but you've forgotten. Now, base offset means that even though you are connecting the wall to that level, you want it to go at an offset value. Do you get it? So wherever this level goes, it will maintain that offset value. So let's say this is my stair, or this is my wall. Now this is the level. Now I'm connecting this wall to this level, but I'm also setting a base offset. Now the base offset says maybe I don't want this wall to exactly be on the floor. I want an offset value of, let's say, 300. So it is like this, but it is still connected to this level. So wherever I move this level, if I move it down, it will still maintain the 300 offset, because we are connecting it to a level, but you are still putting an offset value. Same applies to the top. Do you get it? It can either be more or less. Do you get it? Okay? Okay. So that is what we call the base offset. Then we also have the top. Now the top is set to what? First floor. Now, with this, when you are drawing your stair, what happens is that Rivet will detect your levels. So Rivet is the one putting it there by the default setting. You can change it to, but on ground floor, the moment you want to draw your stair, Rivet is okay. You need to draw your stair. It has to go from level to level. So it has detected the base and it has also detected the first floor. So you don't need to set the height. So you will see that in the desired height, stair height, it is bled out. Do you get it?
Yes.
It means that per where your ground floor is and where your first floor is, it has detected that height already.
Yes.
So this is where if you don't set your levels well, whatever you have it in your project, that is what will be showing there. That height is what you see. So when you are not getting the exact stair you want, getting to the place you want, you will be having problem with your level. So you need to check it. Okay? Okay. Now when we go to the dimension, there's what you call desired number of stairs. The desired number of steps. Now the desired number of stairs, what is it? 8. 18.
Yes.
Just as well. The desired number under the dimension. What's the desired number? 18. Okay. Now, what it means here is that per what Robert has set here, your ground floor and first floor. Now, it's telling us that the number you need, steps you need to get to the next floor is 18. Now, the 18 is not just like just giving you just anyhow. There's a way it is calculating to give you 18. Do you get it? Now, when you go to the actual riser height, look at the actual riser height.
Yes.
Now, what is your actual riser height?
166.7.
166.7. So, now what we mean the actual riser height is, I can't use this. Okay. With the stair, we have the riser, we have the tread. Do you get it? So, this it goes that way. Do you get it? Okay. So, it is the riser that will take you to the next floor. Because your height of your riser, that is what is taking you up. Do you get it? Now, so based on this, it's telling us that the height of our riser, which is 166.7, 18 of that is what will take us to the next floor. Do you get it? Okay. Looking at our ground floor, our first floor, and the height, it is saying that we need 166.7, 18 of that to get to the next floor. Do you get it? Okay. Now, the tread, which is where you normally land on step 1. Now, that is a default. It's 250. Now, the 250 over there is just a default setting. Now, it's a minimum. You can increase or you can reduce it. Okay. Okay. Now, let's look at how this 18 is achieved, or this our riser height. How does it get 166.7? Now we need to go into the calculation rules. We need to know what the calculation rules are. So you click on the edit type. Now when you click on the edit type, it takes you to your type properties. Now in the type properties, you see what we call calculation rules. Now under the calculation rule, it is saying the maximum riser height is what?
170.
Now it means that the height of the riser, the maximum you can go is 170. You can't go more than that. So you can see that everything in it is less than 170. So our riser height was 1667, and it's also looking at your height to give you that calculation. Do you get it? Okay. Now, if in actual sense, normally people want to do their riser height maybe 150. So it means that if you want to get a riser height 150, your maximum height is supposed to be set what? No. If you set your maximum riser height to 150, you won't get 150. Because it means you can't, your riser, you are setting to maximum is 150. So it can't be 150, it has to be less than 150. So everything you get will be less than 150.
So 149.
No.
140.
If you want your riser to be 150, what will be your maximum that you have to set? What will be the maximum you need to set? Now we've gotten 166.7. What is the maximum it has?
170.
So if I want 150, what will be the maximum?
160. Yeah, 160.
So 160 what? So it means that when you set it to 160, it can't go beyond 160. Everything will be below 160. Do you get it?
Yes, sir.
If you want 140, it means your maximum will be what? 150. You get it? You don't get it. Now, what the maximum means is that you can't go beyond that level. So everything that you set, it will be lesser than your maximum. You get what it is?
Yes.
If you say minimum, minimum means that you can't go below it. Everything will be higher than that value. Okay? Okay. So now, if I'm just giving you this in the sense that in case you want a riser height which is less than 160, it means your maximum has to be set to 160. So everything will be less than 160. Do you get it? Okay? Okay. Now we have the minimum thread which is 250. So the minimum thread is 250. So it means that you can't go below 250, but you can go above 250. Okay? Then we have minimum run width. Now this is the run width I was talking about, the width of the stair. Now the minimum is set to 1000. So if you are looking for 900, it will not work because it can't go below 1000. So if you want a width of 900, it means you need to come and change this to something which is lesser than what? 900. Hello?
Yes.
Okay. So this is where your rules are, where you need to look at it. Now if you go to the edit calculation rule, if you know what you want to do here, then you do it. But apart from that, please don't worry yourself coming here. Okay? Don't come here and come and distort things. Allow it. You can set your maximum and minimum. Leave the calculation with edit. Don't go there and edit. Okay? Okay. So those are the calculation rules that you have to have in mind. Now, to draw the stair, now first of all we need to choose the type of stair we want. Okay, we need to choose the type of stair. Now we are going to look at properties, then we'll look at cast in place. We are going to look at the cast in place type of stair. That is the institute concrete. You cast full concrete. Do you get it? Okay, so I'll select that one. Now the moment you select that one, now you look at your calculation or your properties. Now what the 18 is telling us that we need to draw a stair of 18 before it will take us to the first floor from the ground floor. Do you get it? Okay, now so first of all let's watch before we want to do any practice. Now I want to draw a stair. Now what type of stair do I want to do? Do you get it? That is why we have the component here. So we have the straight flight, we have the full experia, we have the center end experia, L shape winder, U shape winder. Now I'm going to do all of them one by one. So let's have a look. So let's say I want to do a straight flight. That's from ground floor straight back to the next floor, the first floor. Okay, no landing, nothing of that sort. So to do that, I will select that. Now when you select that, I want to draw your stair. So I'll pick where I want to draw my stair. So if I click here to draw my stair, now the moment I start moving, you will see this thing.
Okay.
Do you get it? Now you are seeing the stair blur. Okay, now what you also see is that you are seeing your thread that you are drawing, your risers. Now these are the risers you are creating. Now by default it is saying we need what? 18. Do you get it? So it means I need to draw 18. Now you look down there, you will see that there is something we call, it will give you information of what you have created and how many is left for you to create. So right now it's telling us that I have created 8 risers. I'm left with what? 10, because out of the 18 I have done 8. So you will see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So I'm left with what? 10 remaining. So that information is being written here for you, that you've done 8, you are left with 10. Okay, now you can also look at where all your stair will end up. So it means that when you are drawing your stair, you should go beyond where the distance is. Okay, so mine is what? Just to continue moving and just go beyond, then I will click. Now the moment you click, your stair has been created. Now you have not accepted it yet. Maybe you might want to do some changes. Okay, now you will see that you have 1, then you have what? 18. It means that out of the 18 stairs I need, I have drawn it. Do you get it? Then if I'm okay, then I'll do what? I'll accept the stair. So I'll click to accept the stair. Now the moment you accept, now this is what you get. Now the stair will come with its railing by default. Automatically it will be created for you. Do you get it? So if you go to your 3D, straight away this is your stair. This will be added automatically the moment you accept the stair. Okay, so this is 18 that I have drawn. Okay, now this 18 is saying that it means this height is what? 166.7. Now let's say I want this height 150. Now there's an easier way to do that. Right, I'm going to the calculation rules and go and change the maximum riser height. Now to draw your stair, now the moment you click on your stair, what you can do is that when you come to your desired number in the property under the dimension, now you can see that it is 18. The riser is 166.7. Now if I increase the 18 to 19 and I apply, you will see that my riser will now reduce to 157.9. Now if I do it to 20, you will see that I have 150 of the riser height. So with 150 riser height, I need 20 steps. So the less the steps, the higher the riser. The more the step, the lower the riser. Okay, so it means that now with 150, I need to draw what? 20 of the step. So I'll pick where I want to start, then where I want to end. So you can see 1 to what? 20. I will accept. The moment you accept, automatic railing will be added to it for you. So this is a straight flight, no landing. Okay, now I want another one, the same straight flight, but this time around I want to place a landing. So maybe I want to go a step, get to a landing and continue again, all still going straight. Okay, so what you do is that when you draw your stair, when you click, how many risers do you want to draw before you get to a landing? So that one is up to you to determine. Do you get it? So I need to draw 20. Now out of the 20, I don't want to draw all the 20 at once. I want to maybe end somewhere, then leave a space for the landing, then continue my stair. So let's say I want to draw 6 risers, 7. So I'll click. So I have drawn 7. Now when you do this and you try to accept your stair, you will get an error or a warning that the stair you have done will not take you to the next floor, because it's not up to. You need 20. You have drawn 7 and you say you are finished. No, it will not take you. So I have drawn 7. So now I need to draw the remaining. Now you need to leave the space for the land, because this thing is checked on automatic landing. So where you want the landing to be, you leave that space and continue the next flight. So in that sense, I want to continue my next flight, but I'm trying to leave a space. So where I'll start the next flight, I'm leaving a space in between this and where I'll click the next one. So the moment I click here to draw the next one, you see what is happening? It tries to close up. So it means that the landing has been created automatically for me. So I'll just continue and end where the 20 step will end. Click. So now I have 1 to 7, the first flight. Then there's a landing. Then from there to what? 20. You accept. Automatic railing will come. If you go, you will see the landing is there. So it's just simple. Yours is to draw what you want to draw. It will create the thing for you. Okay? Hello? Nice. So any shape you want to draw, you draw your stair. So stair. Then I say I want to do what we call, maybe I'll draw up to somewhere. Then I want to change direction here. Now don't forget that all this while we are drawing the stair with what? The center location line. So you see that it is in the center of the stair to draw. Now I want to go this direction. Then I just go and click somewhere here like this. Then I'm going. Now has the landing been created? No, because landing cannot be created this way, because even your stair construction is wrong. So sometimes you might not be able to detect the center of the next flight. Do you get it? Because since it's 1000, so the middle is supposed to be 500. So I need to determine where the 500 is here to do what? To click before I can draw the next stair. Now in a situation where you can't do it, you are clicking, you are not getting a stair, so the automatic landing is not being created. Now you can decide to change the location line. Do you get it? So I want to hold here and draw. Now when I draw it this way, it means I'm on the center and I'm drawing, so the stair it will be wrong. So whilst I'm doing it, I can go and change the location line to either left. Now see what the left is doing. It's bringing the whole stair down, so it means left is not right. It means I have to do what? Right. So I'll just go and change the location line to what? Right. So at the end of the day, I'm using the point here and I'm drawing using the location line for right, and so it's drawing the full stair the other way for me. Do you get it? So you end the whole thing, then you accept, you go to your 3D. This is what you have. Okay, this is what you have. So whichever shape you want to draw, if you want dog leg, fine. If you want you climb land, then you go the opposite direction. It's for you to draw. So if I click stair, if I click, I want to end here, I've clicked. Now I want to climb this direction because I'm assuming when I end, I'll end on a landing. So I'll just go where I want to start my next step, click, then I'll come in the other direction. So you can see that the landing has been created for me. Now if this gap is too much, you can just close it up. Okay, you can close it up. Then you do what? You accept your stair, go to your 3D. This is what you get. Okay, to be there for you.
So question.
Yeah.
With this, you didn't change the what do you call it? The location line.
No, I'm still using the default.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm still using the default. No, I'm using right. Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm using right. So it doesn't matter where you are holding. The only thing is that where you are holding, when you are constructing, do you get what you want? If you are not getting what you want, you can decide to change your location line. Okay? Okay? Okay. Any question? Any question? Now look at something. I'm going to go to the one of the elevation and look at this. So I have drawn all the stair. Do you get it? Now look, I'm just going to check if it will be up to my level. So I'm going to just drag my levels through all. So now look at, you see, the last one, you remember that your floor will connect and come down. So your last stair will not be on your floor. It's your floor that will form the last one. So you can see my stair ending. So when the floor comes, connect. See the same thing when it comes, connect. Okay, the same thing when it comes, connect. This one is in a different, so you not get to see it work. So it will take you to your next level. It will, you can't forge. Unlike those who have been using AutoCAD before, they can forge stair. On the plan, they'll tell you like they will just draw like 3 or 5 or 10 steps. In elevation, you can see like 22 steps. Do you get it? Now it is the space you've left. So on plan, if the space is not big, you just manage to draw stair there. Then in a section, the thing is wrong. Architects can catch you. Those who sign, they'll tell you what you've done on plan doesn't match what is in your section. So if it is 20, let us see the 20 on your plan. That this 20 stair. Do you get it? And in elevation or section, you should see the number 20 stair number. We can't be having maybe on plan 5, then in elevation or section you are having like 15. No, it means you are forging the thing. Do you get it? Okay. Okay. So this is the way to draw your stair. Any question? Any question? And this is just straight flight. Pa pa. Do you get it? Okay. Okay. Now one thing also is that look at this. If you can see that all of them are connected to the base. Now let's say the ones that we've created the landings with. Now I needed 7. This one was it 10 or 8 or so. Now let's say you want to have more before you get to a landing. Now don't select and delete and say you want to start all over, because maybe the 7 riser was not enough for you. or the 10 risers were not enough for you. So what you can do is that, now let's say this one, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now maybe I want to do 10 before I get to a landing. Do you get it? Now, so when you select and you edit the stair, it will open it back for you. Okay, so now I have 1 to 7, but I want to have 1 to 10. Do you get it? Before I get to a landing. So now what do you do? How do you do it? Now when you select your stair, now we have this node and this arrow here. Now they are playing two functions. Now if you do your stair with the line location in the center, you'll be having the thing in the center. If you did left, you have all this either on the left or on the right, wherever you place it. Okay, so this stair I do it with the center, so my distance is in the center. Now I want to have this 10 before I get to a landing. Do you get it? So now if you click on the node and you increase, now you see what is happening. It has not been able, it didn't even go. So let's see, let me use the top. Now I want here to be 10, so I need what, 3 from here to add up here. So it means that when I click on the node to remove 3, now I have 17. Do you get it? But look at it, I still have 1 to 7. It means that with the node, in case the stair you are drawing is not up to, you can use the node to increase the node, that point. Now if let's say you've done 18 or 20 stair, but you want to increase one side more than the other, it means that we need to use what we call the arrow. Now what I mean by that is that, now this is what we have, 17. Now I'll drag it back to using the node to 20. Now I need to have 1 to 10. So to have 1 to 10, I have to reduce this one by reducing the number of stairs there, adding it up to the base. So what you do is that when you click on the node, the arrow, now the arrow will remove 3, but as you are removing 3, it will be adding it to the base. So now you see we have 1 to 10. Hello. If I increase here, it will remove and add from here to the other side. I did not even, I have increased more than that. Do you get it? Okay, so it's better is if you are rather reducing, you need, or you want to increase, you need to use the what, the arrow, to either increase the risers at the top or the risers on the
so
down.
You don't use the node, you use
the node. No, you can't use the node. The node, if in case by mistake, instead of drawing 18, you draw 12 stair, it means that your stair is still not up to 18. So you can use the node to add up.
Okay.
Because look at this, if I select this, it's up to 20. If I click on the node and go, what do you see?
That's 20 plus 2.
So it has added 2. That's why you are seeing plus 2. Because the thing is, you need 20, but your 20, you've added 2. Aha. So we don't need the 2, we need 20. So you either use the node to reduce. Okay, you use the node to reduce. Okay, but with the arrow, when you are reducing from one flight, it will be adding to the other one. If you are also adding to the other one, it will be reducing from the other one. Do you get it? Because at the end of the day, you still need the same number, whether 18 or 20. Okay, so this is a way to draw your stair. You see how simple it is? You see, simple. Oh. Okay, so straight flight, finish. Any question?
So what if you don't like the design of the bars?
Remember, I just showed you. Now I don't like this, so you select, change it to what you like.
Okay.
Now remember, I also did a railing. I brought in some railing. Now let's say I want it for this one, so I can select this and go and look for that railing, handrail. Do you get it? So to just change and look like a handrail to be attached to a wall.
Okay.
Do you get it? Because maybe in between a wall, two walls, you don't need the railing, you need the handrail. So you just change it to a handrail and to be attached to the wall. Do you get it? Okay. Whichever one that you have on.
If you need one, you just place one.
If you don't need all, select it and delete it. If you don't need the railing,
You need one.
if you need one, select one. The one you need, keep. The one you don't need, delete. You see, that's why on the stair, you are not the one creating the railing. The moment you create it, you automatically place a railing on it. So when you finish, if that type of railing you don't like, you just select and just change it to the railing you need. Do you get it? Okay? Okay. Any question? More question? You can go ahead. You can go. Okay. So straight flight, gone. So stair. Now we want to do Xperia. That kind of Xperia type of stair. Okay. So the full Xperia. When you click on that, now mind you, with the full Xperia, it depends on your radius. The radius you want to give it, how you want it to be. So you need to determine the radius of your Xperia. Okay. So now, also you need to know the number you want to create. Okay. So if I want 20, it means I'll get a riser height of what? 150. Okay. Okay. So now with the Xperia, you just click where you want to place it. Now the moment you click, you need to what? Determine your radius. Now the smaller your radius, the more the thing winds itself more. The bigger the radius, the more it goes gentle. So you need to determine. So now if this is the radius I want to work with, then I'll click. The moment you click here, you don't have the option of creating the risers. It will place the whole thing for you. So whether 20 or 18, the moment you click determine your radius, then to give you all the risers. Then yours is what? Accept. Then to come with what? The railing, automatic railing will be placed on it. So if you go, this is it. This is your stair. It's there nicely.
So this one, it can't give you
the landing. No, this one there's no landing. You are winding yourself whilst you are climbing.
There is one I did at the site. I did the landing.
The one where
I did at the site.
there's landing, then continue again.
Yeah.
You landing to a floor or what?
No, in the middle.
We'll see. Especially you are turning and get to a landing.
And but you change the radius.
It's not that big, like landing, but it's just something small.
To be if it's somewhere.
No, it was the architect who, did everything. So I was going according to what was on the plan.
Okay, we'll see. So this is straight. Maybe if you want another one, that is what L shape. That one we call it. Is in case the space is not enough for a landing. You keep on. You change direction, but there's no landing in it.
Yeah, it's not that one.
We'll look at it. That's why I was guessing it also. That's why I was just waiting.
Yeah.
Maybe when we get there, you say, "Oh, it is this one." But Xperia part that you land, you can only land on the floor. You will turn and get to the next floor. Then you continue again. Do you get it? But you are turning on landing, because landing, the moment you create a landing, you extend. You are changing the radius of the thing. Do you get it? Okay. So let's say another Xperia. I'll click, but this time around I'll give more gentle radius. Okay, so a bigger radius, then I'll accept. Do you get it? Then to come with your what? Railing. So
for this one to the same 18.
Yeah, if you want it more, increase it before you draw. You need to set it, because if you don't set it, it's using a height to draw. So if you place it before you say, oh, maybe I need 20, whatever you are doing, it will just be added. So it means that 18 has taken you to the floor. But maybe in case you add 2, it means that your 2 will be above the floor. It means when you end your stair, you jump down to the floor. So you see, the thing is saying 18. Now you forgot, you drew the 18, no, you needed 20. But the 18 is using 1687 to give you the 18. So now if you say 20 and you increase it, yeah, it's still using 1667. So that 1620, it will go above your floor level. So you climb all your stairs, get to the last one, jump down to the floor. Okay. Now all this thing will give you up to the level ground floor, first floor. Okay. Okay. Now so Xperia gone, no question. Now stair, then we look at the center and Xperia. Now the center and Xperia gives you the option of using two types of stair principle, a straight flight and an Xperia. You can combine them. You get it? Okay. So now the first one will give you the Xperia. So I'll click, then I'll determine my what? Radius. Do you get it? So let's say this is my radius. I'll click. Then this one you have the option of creating the number of risers you want. Hello. The N Xperia center N, get your, how do you call it, radius. It gives you the number of, it gives you the chance to create the number of what risers you need. Now if I want this riser, then I'll end. Then I want to add a different, now this time I want a landing, so I'll make sure I leave where the landing is supposed to be. Do you get it? Then I'll do what? Click. You can't use the same thing, so I'll come and use a straight flight type. Do you get it? Then I'll click. Then I can now do what? Connect it. Do you get it? You can now connect it. I don't think this is the one. You will see another one also very soon. Then you accept. Do you get it? Okay. So this one gives you that option. You do, then you land, then you, so you are connecting two type of stair. You get a Xperia part, then either a straight flight. Do you get it? Okay. Okay. So this is how you do it. Okay. If you finish, you don't need your railing, you change the railing. If you don't like it, select delete your railing. Your stair will be there for you. Okay. Nice and easy. Okay. Then let's go. The next one, the L-shaped winder or the U-shaped winder. Now the L-shaped winder or the U-shaped winder, the name. So the stair is supposed to be in an L shape or it's supposed to be in a U shape. Now in that sense, even though it is in an L shape, you can't get a landing. Do you get it? Because in the sense that you want to use it means that the space available for the stair cannot give you the option of creating a landing. But the moment the landing comes, it also takes a space. Do you get it? Yes. So I want to go to the next floor. The space available gives me to go L shape. But in the L shape too, I cannot put a landing. So even though I'm going in an L shape, I keep on climbing, but I change position, direction, even though I keep on climbing. Do you get it? Okay? So with that one, you just select the number you want. Then you have all your stair showing for you. This is why you don't also have the option of say how many you want to create. If you need 20, it will give you all the 20. Then where you want to place, you click.
And so this one you didn't draw it?
No.
No, you just placed.
Then you accept. Finish. Do you get it? You go to your 3D. This is it. So you can see, even though you are changing direction, there's no landing. You still on climbing. But this is in the L shape. Do you get it? Same applies to what? The U shape. Click on the U. You have full U, the number you want. Okay? The full U. Then you click. Then you accept. So I'll keep on changing direction, but there's still no landing. Okay? So you can see you are climbing. You still keep on climbing. You'll be climbing, but no landing. Because the space available will not give you the option of creating a landing. But the landing also takes space. Do you get it? Okay, so the L shape or the U shape. Now, if you look at this, I'm climbing from here to this side. Now, if you want to climb from here and this side, you can't rotate this. If you rotate, it will not go the way it's supposed to go. Look at this. If I select and rotate, if I rotate this like this, so now how am I climbing? I'm climbing like this way. I want to go from here to this direction. It was like this to this direction, So this you can't rotate to. What do you think you should do? I want to climb this way. I don't want to go this way. What do you think you should do here?
You have to.
The location line.
No. You want this one is not about the location. This one is about where you want to go. The stair is taking you in this direction. I want it to take me to this direction. And if you rotate, you will not get it going this way. So what do you think you need to do? This one is simple. Oh.
So you have to change the automatic level.
No, oh. No, watch. Watch what I'm saying. You see, if I climb, I'll go right. I want to climb and go left.
Well, you change the arrow.
Oh, how can you change the arrow? The whole thing is going this way. How if you change the arrow, but the arrow, if you change the thing is still going this way. We want when we get here, instead of the stair going this way, it should go this way. Now, if I do rotate and I rotate this down, now my start, I want to start from here. Now my start to be from here, wherever I'm rotating it to. But I still want my start to be here. I'll climb this way and go this way.
Are you doing it like
Space bar.
No, space bar doesn't work. If you rotate, see, if I click on rotate and I rotate this way or even this way, now look at where my start is. My start is here.
maybe the center of the rotation, the point you are using to rotate?
Okay, so rotate. Where do I put the point?
Maybe at the top there.
I'll put the point here.
No.
Where?
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
Here or the center.
Which center?
On the arrow.
But it was on the center already.
No, the arrow of the
The arrow of the center. Okay, you have put it there. So it's there. So how do I go? Rotation. How do I go? Which direction? I should go where? I should go this way. So I'm going to rotate this way. I said I want to climb. When I get here, this whole step going this way, I should go here. There's a simple tool you can use to create this thing. What do you think you should
But
do?
what about the rotation line?
Rotation line. Which
Rotation line. Location line.
No, the location line there has nothing to do with this. The location line is just where you are holding to draw.
You comment levels.
No, hey, comment levels. Hey, where you are going there. Now look at something. Sketch. Look at this. I'm going to select this. I'm going to mirror this. So you see what has happened now?
This is not fair.
Mirror.
Again.
Why should it be again? Mirror, you just mirror. You don't want to go this way, you want to go this way. So you just mirror the stair this way.
This is not fair.
This is not fair then. This is not fair.
How is this not fair? Oh, that's what I'm saying. You see, I did rotation. I was saying that you can rotate. But with this, when you rotate, the way you want the stair to go. Because see, if I'm here, and I'm going, I want to go, the stair is taking me this way, but I want to go this way. If I'm here and I rotate, instead of starting from here, I'll no more be starting from here. It means I have to now start from here and go this way because my stairs will now rotate this way. But I still want to maintain this and go this way. So I just keep my stair and mirror it this way.
You're right.
Now, look at this. I'm going to draw another one again. So stair, I'll pick L shape. Now it is going where? This direction. Now I don't want it to go this direction. I've not placed it yet, but I don't want the thing to go there. Now Rivet has also created a simple thing that you can just make sure the thing goes in the direction you want, maybe in the opposite direction. Now over here we have what's called mirror preview. So what I'm seeing, the moment I check the mirror, see, look at the way I'm going. It's going this way. The moment I check on mirror preview, look at what's happening. It's going the other direction. Then I'll click to place it. Rather than coming to even click on mirror.
I think this one is.
I've been telling you, I'll give you a hard one for you to know.
Okay,
before I bring you the simple one.
you crack the
In a situation where you get a place, somebody does different thing, you should know that it's not conk that all what we teach, that is the only way. There might be different ways. Okay? Okay. So same thing applies to the U shape. Now look at something. Now you see the way the U shape and the space here is small. Maybe in a situation where that gap is big, maybe the drawing you've drawn, the place you are placing the U shape is supposed to be stretched. Do you get it?
Yes.
Now, so you select your stair, edit the stair. Now, this thing comes with a drag pull. Okay. Now, if I open up this, you see what is happening?
Yeah.
It's reducing. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I use the node, the arrow. Now, I'm going to use the node and see what I'm doing with the node. Then, when it gets to a level, it will not want to go again. Now, you see what is happening? You see what is happening?
Yeah.
I'm increasing for the space to be bigger. But once you do that, you see what is happening to your floor, your stair. Okay?
You say it can't go.
Yeah, it has reached its limit. So let's say I'll select this one also. Let me do this one. You see what is happening? You see what is happening? So you see what has happened now?
Can we look at the three areas?
It is just that maybe the center one is more than the other one. Okay, so the center is more than, so the stair here is more. The other one, you can see that here and here were more, and the one in the middle was something small. But if you need the middle one to be more steps, then it means you need to open it up. Like, look at this one. You see the way this one is? Okay, so let's see. So I'll select that one, edit, select. Now you see what I'm going to do. So you see it's doing this one more, and this one more less. Okay. It means that this thing will be a bit down rather than a bit up. Okay. So if I go, so you see, so this one is now a bit down because it is adding more here and less here. Okay. Okay. So this one is just to place in the space you have. That's all. Finish. Okay. Okay. If you think drawing the whole thing is a problem, you can just go for L shape one or U shape one and place. Okay. And so that they are nice type of stairs. They are nice one where you don't have a landing. You are being a small apartment or a small building where there's no land space, and where you want to position your stair is also small. You want to conserve land space to have more room. So you kind of want to create a stair without landing, but you have to go for this kind of design. You get it? You go for this kind of design. Neat and simple, Charlie. You get there. Be so. Yeah. Oh, we are not done yet. Now we have all what all what we've done. Now we also have, you see, the last one is sketch.
Yeah.
Now you don't want to go simple. You want to worry yourself, or you want to create problem for yourself. So you say you want to start and do everything from scratch. So if you want to do everything from scratch, select your thing. So I click on, how do you call it, sketch. Now with the sketch, it opens up your draw tool. Now there's an additional thing that you have attached to your draw tools. Now we have what's called boundary, riser, stair path. Now this is the only way Rivet to understand whatever you are going to draw. Rivet has to see a boundary, he has to see a riser, he has to see the stair path before it will not accept what you are doing or see it as a stair. So it's not just creating a thing keke. This is the way Rivet will accept. So to do that, first of all, you click your boundary. So the boundary where your risers will be, side and side, you have to create it first. So I'll click on boundary, then I'll use my line to draw my boundary. So let's say this is my boundary I'm drawing. Okay, so I'll draw my boundary. Okay, so now you can see my boundary. In what color is the boundary? Green. So if you are drawing boundary, this is what you should be seeing. If you are seeing a different color, when you finish drawing a thing, Rivet will not understand what you have done. So I have drawn boundary. Then the next thing is what? Riser. So you click on the riser first. Then before you can choose each of the two you want to use to draw the riser. So now I'll come and draw my riser. So I'll click first. So you can see first riser created. So it's telling me one riser created, 17 to go because we need 18. Okay. Then you create the next one. At what width do you want to create it? You click. So I've created a second one. Now let me check the distance. So I've created a second one. Now here I can do copy multiple rather than drawing. So I can select this one. Then I'll say copy. Now I'll check the multiple on. I'll come and pick from here. Then start pasting. Do you get it? So when you paste, it will be reducing and to be counting for you. So you say I've drawn 8. I'm left with 10. I'm left with 13. So I'm left with 5. Okay. 16, 17, 18. So this is what then I'll select my boundary and extend it. Do you get it? Okay. So now I have drawn my boundary, I have drawn my riser. What color is the riser? Black. So then the next thing is what? The path. Now the step path, how do you want to climb? Do you want to climb from here this way? Or you want to start from here this way? You need to tell Rivet. So I'll click on my path, pick my line tool, then I'll set my path. Now the boundary is in what color?
Green.
No? Blue.
The boundary.
Hey, sorry. I see we are wrong. The stair part is in what color? Blue. Okay? The stair part is in blue color. So with this, now when you try to accept what you have sketched, this is where Rivet will understand what you have done. So I'll say accept. So now Rivet has understood what I have done. Now I did the path from here to here. Now look at what it's doing. It's doing from here to here. You can flip the direction. So when you come here, you can see we have a flip here. Yeah. Click on the flip, then to flip in the opposite direction for you. So it means it's going to start from here up. Then when you are done, you accept the whole thing, then to come with the railing. If you do the first one, it cannot close, then it means that there's a problem with what you are sketching. Rivet is not understanding what you are drawing. Because the thing is, we are trying to model the thing. It's not like lines. You finish now, you are seeing line. No, you have to see the model itself. So if you are doing the thing, you are not getting the model, there's a problem. You need to check your drawing. Okay? So this is the way to do the sketch also. Any question? No question. I know no question. This one is straightforward. Now all this while I'm using what? The cast in place.
Cast
in place. That's the institute type of stair. So you can see the stair is looking like what? Concrete. Do you get it? Okay. Now we want to look at assemble type. Now the precast is also the same, but just at the precast at the last end, you see like a hook. Because it's like you've already done the thing, I come to move it into position. So you have to hook it onto something. That's the only difference. Okay? Apart from it's still the same drawing, the way you draw it. Okay, the same the way you draw it. Now let's look at assemble. Now the name assemble means that you create the parts. You bring the parts together to form the stair. Because the stair comes with parts. The stair has parts. We have the tread, we have the riser, we have the support. Do you get it? Okay, now I'll click on stair, then I'll go to my properties and choose assemble type of stair. Now with the assemble style, I'm going to just draw a straight fly so that you just see what is happening. So I'll just draw a straight fly stair. Okay, then I'll accept. If I go to my 3D, this is the assemble type of stair. So you think it is looking like a wood type, but you can let it look like concrete by if you assemble it. Okay, the material. Now one thing you notice is that this stair, it comes with parts. So we have the stringer, that's the support, the side support. We have your tread, then we have the riser. Okay, now you can say that this stair, maybe me, I don't want the support, the side support, so I don't want to see the side support. Unlike the cast in place, you can't say you don't want to see because you are casting full concrete, so the thing is there. But this one you can say no, I don't want that support. So I'll select my stair, go to the edit type, then in the support we have the stringer. For the right support, it is there. If you don't need the right support, click and say none. The left is also there. If you don't need the left, click and say none, apply, okay. So that will be off, the support will be off. Now let's say you don't want to see the riser, you just want to see only the tread so that there will be space in. So you can select your stair, then you go to the edit type, then you say the tread, I don't want to see the tread. So where do you put the tread off? Now here, when you come here, you will not see the tread. When you go to see the tread, we have construction. Under the construction, you go to the what we call the run type, then click in it, then to take you to another place where you have the material and finish, the tread, the riser. So you can see the tread. The tread here has been checked on, the riser has been checked on. I don't need the tread. Hey, you need the tread, you don't need the riser, because the tread is what you step on. So I don't need the riser, so I'll check the riser off, then I'll apply okay, apply okay. So this is what you get. So you can see your distance is there. Okay, nice and easy. So some people can do this a glass material or a wood material. Okay,
If you want to do it in the glass one, how do you?
it's just the material. You change the material.
You go to properties.
Yeah, you just select, go to the material, go click in it. There's a tread material. There's a material for it, oak flooring. You don't want oak flooring, maybe you want a glass, so you just choose glass. Let me see if this will work. Glass. So I'm just choosing glass.
Yeah, it works.
So you see, just look at glass.
So you can remove this thing.
This one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can also remove it. So now with this also, maybe where you position it.
The barrister too, if you want to put it, do it in a glass one.
Oh, you just select the one with the glass. That's what I'm saying. When you go, there are some that comes with glass. Do you get pure glass, like full glass ankasa? If you can't get a full glass, this I don't have full glass here. So let's say I have some glass one here I use here. This so I'll copy this and bring it to my project so that you see what is happening there. Okay, I'll put it here and I'll change it in 3D so that you have a look at it. Okay, so in 3D I'll just select this, then go and look for the one I just brought in.
Oh wow.
Do you get it? That is straightforward. Now sometimes this type of construction, it depends on the place you are putting it. Now it might not be easier to support like this, so you might want a middle support in it. So yours is to select it, go to the edit type, then in it the support, you can see the right, we've put the right and the left off, but the middle has not been checked on. So I can check, I want to put a middle support, so I can check my middle support, apply, then to come with a middle support. Now this is only one middle support. If you want maybe 2 or 3 or more, yours is to select, go to the edit type, under the middle support, how many support number? 1 or you want 2? So you increase, then you apply. So you get two middle support. Do you get it? So it's only with the assemble type that you can use to achieve something like this. You can't use the precast, you can't use the cast in place. Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Mm.
Okay. So that is it, the way to do the stair. Now look at, we are now going to put it into our model. We are now going to go in our model and position the stair where it's supposed to be. So if you go to our model, we know where our stair is supposed to be. We know where our stair is supposed to be. So on the ground floor, this is the way out. So our stair, we are climbing from here up. We are climbing from here up.
And there's a landing there.
There's a landing here. Do you get it? Okay. So what we do now? So we'll go pick our stair. Now a lot of time, students prefer to do the stair somewhere and move it in. They will draw it somewhere and select and be moving it to position. It's waste of time. So we want to draw our stair where it's supposed to be, and that's what I'll be teaching. So now I need the stair to be running on the face of this wall. So if you still maintain the default round center, it is when you want to start your stair, you need to come and determine the center so that the other side will be on this wall. If you think it's going to be a problem, you just change the location line and just pick. So let's say I want to start from here. Click. It's on the wall, because I'll be running the thing on the wall. I'll select it on the wall and be drawing. Okay, so I want to end the first flight here, so I'll click. Then I'll go to the next wall. So you see the way I'm aligning to the next wall. Then I draw the other one. Finish. You have drawn your stair. This is no big deal. It's not for me to do it somewhere and bring it in. So I'll accept my stair. Then I'll make sure my stair is aligned well. Well, it looks like my landing is okay, it's flashing well. Okay, so my stair is in. So let me take a camera view inside. I'm taking a camera view of inside and to see my stair. Nice one. So it's there. Hey, mistake. See, I use the assemble type. Do you get it?
But it's fine.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. But I don't want to use the assemble type. I want to use the concrete. So this is my stair. I have done. Look at my stair is inside the wall. So I'll move it. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. So this is my stair. Let me go to shaded view. So I have drawn my stair. Hello. Yo. Now you see the stair. There's no, you climb, you go and hit your ceiling.
Yes.
When you go to the first floor, this is what you also be looking at. So you see that you cannot see the whole of the stair. The one that is just coming out of the floor, that is what you can see. Now something is happening. It means that there's a floor covering our stair. There's no opening or access to the first floor. But when we go here, we can't access the floor.
So that was the question I wanted to ask yesterday. That is like the how do you call it? The floor that we did. I think we covered all the place.
Yeah.
So the staircase place wasn't open. It was closed.
Yeah.
So how are we going to open it?
Yeah, we'll open it soon.
Okay.
It's good. Now somebody will say before he knows where his stair is going to be. So when he's drawing his floor, he will create that opening there. No, you don't need to create opening. Draw your full floor. That one, draw your full floor. Now when we come to our first floor, we can see that the only portion that is out of the floor is what we are seeing. The rest we can't see. Do you get it? But we need to see the whole of the stair. Okay, now to create that, we need to cut an opening on the floor. Cut an opening on the floor. Remember, we cut an opening on the wall. Create opening. So now if you want to create an opening on the floor, you go to the opening panel and use what you call the shaft tool. Now the shaft is used to create shaft opening on floors, to create, in case you want to create a lift, you have to create that shaft. Do you get it? And that shaft will cut a floor. The moment it hits a floor, it will cut. If it hits a ceiling, it will cut it. If it hits a roof, it will cut it. Do you get it? So I'll go to my opening panel, I'll look for shaft, click on the shaft, then my draw tool will open up for me. Then I'll use my draw tool to create that opening here. So I'll just select my rectangular tool, then I'm going to create an opening here. Okay, so I've created an opening, finish. Then you accept. Now I have cut open, so now you see I can see my stair. Now let's say I don't want to do it this way, let me edit it well. So I'll pick, I want to start from here, end it here. Well, do you get it? Do you see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
So I'll trim this, trim this, trim this. Okay, so I'll remove this one. I want the stair, where the stair is starting, where it's ending. So I want to start from here, go this way. So I'll accept. Do you get it? Yeah, just to draw it around the stair. Okay, so I have created the opening, so you can see my stair now. Okay, now when we go to the 3D, we can see that still
This is covered.
it's still covered. Now it means that the shaft has not hit the roof, the ceiling and the floor, so it has not cut it. So what we'll do is that we'll select our shaft. Now when I go back, you see that the shaft has a drag pull. Now let me go to 3D so that you see what I mean by the shaft. You see the shaft? It will create like an imaginary distance, but it is cutting. Now it has cut the ceiling because it has touched the ceiling. Now let's say here we don't want it to touch. Now in a situation where you are doing an apartment and you know that whole space is your stair, you also to draw a shaft and you can drag it to wherever your floor ends and to cut the whole place open. Now we don't want, because our stair is no more going to go high, so we don't want the stair to cut that ceiling. So what we'll do is that our drag pull will drag it to a level where it will not touch the ceiling.
Okay.
Because the moment it touches the ceiling, it will cut it.
So this 3D that you are using?
No. It's not. I'm just in the 3D to drag. You can be in your elevation section, anything. So far as you can see, so far as you can see your, how do you call it, your shaft.
Your shaft.
Now if I go, I've done for the top.
Yeah.
Now if I go inside the base, now the base is still not reaching the floor anything. So I need to drag the base to also a level. Okay, so I'll click, then drag it to a level where you see that it will cut opening that space. So you don't need to draw a floor and cut the opening. No, don't do that. Just do this. Then you see at the thing, you no more see the shaft.
Yeah.
But if I move my mouse pointer around, I can detect where the shaft is. Then if I want to maybe edit the shaft shape, and I can go ahead and edit depending on the shape of your stair. Do you get it? Okay, so when you finish, you can just, it will be invisible for you. It's like a void. Okay, so in this sense, I have cut open where my stair is supposed to be. So now I can climb and go up. You can climb and go up. You get it? You get it? Now something also, you realize that I see the landing, the railing on the landing on the wall.
Yeah.
We don't need railing on the wall. So here we need to edit. Now if you edit here also will change, because here we want to put a railing here to prevent us from falling from here down. Okay, so this time around you can't just straight away say you are deleting the railing. You need to edit it so that the ones you don't want, where you want it to start up to, you edit it up to that place. So I can select this, then I'll say edit part, so it will open up the railing for me, so I can see the railing. Now I need the railing up to here, but here I don't need the railing. Do you get it? So I can select and delete this railing. Then the one which is like, I'll just accept, and that will be what will be left for this one. Do you get it? Unless maybe there's a wall here, then it means this one you don't need, you just delete the whole thing. That one you don't need to even edit it. Select and delete it. Okay?
Okay.
Hello. So this is the way to draw your stair. Okay? Any question? In position. Later I'll show you how to create a room under the stair. Okay? How to create a room under the stair. You can't use your normal wall to create it. To go through your stair. So there's a way to create it. Okay? Okay. Any question? No question. No question. No question. They are nice ones. So yours is to go and look for them and use them. Okay? Okay. Now look at this. I'm going to do something here so that you see. In some situation, let's say you've drawn your stair.
The way this this one, why?
When you draw your stair, let's say you've drawn the stair this way, and by mistake you deleted the railing and want to draw the railing again. So let's say I'll go back to my ground floor, then the railing, I'll go and pick a railing, then I'll put in an offset value, maybe 25. Then I'll try to place the railing here. Now when I place the railing, you see what is happening? It's not following the way the stair is. So sometimes you have to be very careful. If you are editing your stair and just delete, so you might have a problem, but I'm showing you how you can do it. So let's say you've drawn the railing, but the railing is not following the way the stair is. So now we need to make sure the railing follow the stair. So with the railing, we will need to pick a host for the railing. It has to be hosted to something, and the thing that it has to be hosted to is what? The stair. Okay, so with the railing selected, we'll come here, we see hosted. Pick a new host. What do you want to host the railing to? I need to host the railing to the stair. So I'll select the pick new host, then I'll select the stair, then the railing will follow the way the stair is. Magic, eh? I see magic. Okay. See, by mistake delete your railing, so we need to create a new one. So we select our railing, then we go and pick our new railing. Okay, so let's say this, then I'll come put in an offset value, then I'll place my railing. This is where I'm placing it, then I'll accept. Now when you accept your railing, the railing will not go in the form as the way the stair is going. So it means you need to host the railing to something. Okay, so with the railing selected, I'll say I need to host the railing to the stair. So I'll click on pick a new host. What do I want to host the thing to? So the thing you want to host, you click on pick there. Then what do you want to host it to? I want to host this railing to the stair. So I need to click on what? The stair. The moment you click on the stair, it will follow the way the stair is. Now you can also do it this way also. Whilst on your ground floor and click on railing. Now when you want to draw, now you can say pick a new host, then you pick the stair as the new host before you start even drawing. Okay, then when you accept, you will see that it will follow straight. Rather than finishing and come and do it again, this one that will follow, because you've picked a host where you want the railing to be hosted to. Okay, okay, so this is the way to create the stair. Any question? You have finished stair. You have finished stair. Any question? Any question? No question. And we'll go.
No question.
Means everything is going well. Correct.
Yeah, the way she was practicing the thing there is serious.
Any question?
Yesterday's video,
And that's what I want to ask. Oh. They say they are now doing the rendering. Charlie, they are not rendering it.
It was only good on Sunday, not sure.
So now, so we are done with there. Let's go. So we are going to what you call 3D model text. 3D model text. 3D model text. Now, what do you mean by 3D model text? Now, you realize that there are some buildings, you can see that they have some 3D models on them, like the name of the building or the name of the company placed on the building. Okay. Now, it's not like text that you come and write on it. No, they've modeled it like a 3D object. Okay. So, how do we do that? You can do that also in Revit. Okay, sometimes you can see somebody's house number, you've done it like a model text. Okay, so you can see. So how do we do that? Now, to do that, you go to the model panel. In the model panel, you see a model text. Okay, model text. Now I'll go to the elevation so that I show you something. Now let's say I want to put the model text on this surface of the wall. So I'll click on the model text. Now, the moment you click on the model text, it will ask you, where do you want to place the thing? On which surface do you want to place, or which plane? So if it is a plane, you click on pick a plane where you want to place the thing and click on OK. So now you need to go and pick a plane, that is a surface where you want to place the thing, not a line. You need to pick a surface. So when I move my mouse pointer like this, it has detected that wall surface. Do you get it? You can see that it has detected that whole wall surface. Okay, where the blue is in it has detected the whole wall surface. So I'll just click. Now, the moment you click to detect your wall surface, your edit text open up for you. Now, this is where you type the way what you want to type there. Now, what do we type? What do we type? What are we going to type? Let's say we want to type Ajoa's. Okay, no, let me do it. Lake side.
James
Okay.
Valley.
James Valley. Okay. Okay. So now the way you type is the way it will appear. Now, don't assume that where the text is, when you type like this, then when you get to that end, it will automatically enter and come to the next line. No, it will continue like that. Yeah, it is going. Do you get it? So the way you write, that is the way to come. So how you want to write the thing, you write it like that here. So if you want the thing James what Valley,
Yes,
Valley rather,
yes.
or Villa.
Oh, Villa, sorry.
So James Villa. If you want James Villa or what James Villa, that is the way you have to write. So if you want to write it like this, then you click on what? OK. Now the moment you click on OK, you will be holding the thing. Then place it on that surface. Now when you place it on that surface and go to your 3D, this is it. Do you get it? Okay. Now this thing is too big for that surface, so we need to scale it up. So select it, go to your edit type. Now it's using a text size of what, 600. It's too big, so maybe you might want to reduce. So let's say I'll do 450, then apply. So now I have it this way. You can position it well. Okay. So if this is the way you want it, it will be on your wall surface. Okay. Now the thickness or the depth of it is also too much, so it's using a depth of what, 150. So you can select. When you select, go to your property, you see that there's a dimension depth 150. Now let's say I will use, let's say 50 and apply. So it will be a little bit more or smaller. The depth will be a bit smaller. Okay. Then you have this on your building. Now that it comes with a text font. You can change the text font. Select edit type. There's a text font here. You can change it. If you don't want to use a default, change it to what you want. So change it to the one you want. Apply. Then you have this font used. Now, if you want it J Villa, that is the way you have to write it. So I'll select Then I'll say edit text. Now in the edit text, I want jail, villa. So I'll do jail, enter. Then the villa will be under it. So it's like you have a company name, the address, the phone number. The way you want to write it, that is the way you want it to appear. Okay? Okay. So you click on OK, then you see it this way. Do you get it? So this I can come and rearrange it this way, move it there. Okay? So I have it like this. Now if you also don't like it, like maybe you want Jane, Jane, then villa, VI. If you want it that way, select, edit, then you come Jane, J enter, A enter. Do you get it? Supposed to be A, then you enter. Do you get it? Then you do this. Okay, so you see Jane Villa, click OK. Now that is what we have. So Jane Villa, if it's too much for your wall, bigger than your wall, then you do what? You scale it up. So let's say 350. Okay, nice one. You place it there. I want it up a bit, so 300. Okay, so J Villa, if you go, it is there in the wall surface. J Villa. So how you want it now? Let's say maybe if you do there, we do the model site and we do your fence wall and everything, and you want to place it on your fence wall, the house number on the fence wall, you can do that using the model text. Now when you do this and you realize that no, there was a mistake, it is not this surface you want to put it. Maybe you want to put it on this surface. Now you don't need to delete and start the whole thing again. Now you can select the thing, then say well you want to pick a new surface. So there's what, pick new surface. Okay, here maybe I don't want it here, I want it somewhere here. So I say pick new surface. The moment you click on it, you know, you see that your mouse will be holding the thing. Then you go to the surface you want to place it, click, then to be placed on that surface. That's all. Okay. Okay, any question?
So what about the color?
No, we'll get to material.
Okay.
Yeah, when we get to material, we'll start looking at material.
Okay. Wow.
Any question? No question. Okay, so let's see. Let's go to columns. Columns. Let's go to columns. Let's go to column. Now we are going to look at two ways of placing columns. Two ways of placing column. We are going to look at architectural column and we'll look at structural columns. Okay. Now architectural columns. Now let's say I want to place an architectural column here on the, how do you call it, ground floor. The ground floor. Let's see. Let me see something. Okay. So I want to place a column somewhere here. Or even let's look at our model. Okay, the column is on the edge rather. Okay, so this is on the edge rather. So I want to place an architectural column. So what I'll do is that Now I'm going to go to what we call my column. Now the column, we have two ways. We have architecture column, we have structure column. Now if you come to your build panel and you see the column here, now this column is an structure column. If you want an architecture column, you drop down. Now you can see structure column and architecture column. So if you want to place an architecture column, you select architecture column. Now by default, what has been loaded is the rectangular type of column. The rectangular type of column also comes with what, three sizes. So whichever size you want. So if I want this size, I'll select. Then where I want that column to be, I'll select and place that column. Finish. That's the way to place architecture column. Now this architecture column, this is the size, this is the type, rectangular. Now if this type is not nice for you, you can go and look out for a better architecture column. Now when you go to column, architecture column, then you can go to load family. Now when you go to load family, you go to what we call the column folder. Column folder. Now in the column folder, there are different types of architectural columns there. Okay, so which one you want to use, you select. Okay, so if I want to use this type of column, select the column, load it in, then I'll come and place that my architecture column there. Neatly done. So in 3D, this is the column. Now this comes with a size of what, diameter of what, 600. If you don't want it, you want a different diameter, you come change the diameter. Okay, you can change the diameter. Okay, smaller. And you can also change the height. Now you can see that the column is in the floor. You want it to just support the base. So you select. Now if you know the thickness of our floor, we take it out from the total height, which is what, 3,000. So we know the floor thickness to be what, 150. So the offset value for the first floor, I'll say the first floor minus what, 150. Then I'll apply. So it means that I've taken it out of the floor thickness of my house. So it will be supporting the base of the floor. Okay. Okay, so this is an architecture column. This is one. Now you can also go there. Then we have this kind of column circle. We call them a classical column. Now the classical column comes with those type of columns where you have the head. You can place the head. You model it. You just arrange them. Okay. So there's one that comes complete. There's one that there are ones which there's no head, but we have the head here. Okay, we have the head here. You can select the head and place the head on it. You should do it. It's still the same. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to pick this one. Let me use this one. And I'll open. Then I'll place that one. So I'm going to place it here. Let me delete this one. So I'll place that one somewhere here. Okay. If I go to my 3D, this is what I have. Hey, this is big. Let me see if, okay. It has only one type, but let me change the size. The weight, let me do 250 and 250. Let's see. Hey! 250 is a power. Okay. Hey. This one, they are not correct. And then they don't like you to. You see, these ones are from 197. See, 450 grad is.
Mama will use this.
Oh, but you can do if you are doing those kind of crazy high big mansions. You are doing those crazy big mansion where you want to have a big things. You can use these ones. But 350 didn't work. I don't know why 350 didn't work. 350 looks too small. Okay, this is okay. Now the challenge will be the head that we bring. Now to bring in the head, you can't bring in the head like the way we brought in the column. Because if you go and say column, load, and you select the head and bring, you get an error. It will not come. So what you do is that you go to what you call insert, load, then bring in the head into the project. Do you get it? Then load family, then bring the head inside. So now when you bring the head inside, now I'll click on component, then the head is there. Then I can now also place the head. So let me go to
Then you place it.
Yeah, it will come since it's in the project, so you just select and bring it inside your work. So now you see where it is, it's on the base. Select, take it up to 850, apply. Okay, it's too high than that. So we bring it down. Let me do 2400, let's see. Okay, so it's coming. We subtract 150 from it. So 150, so 225. Nice one. You get it. Now this one doesn't give you the chance to reduce the, how do you call it, the size. No, there's no, it's, there are default things Rivet has done, and they now they've created it, so they don't give you the chance to even edit it. So you go to there's no even dimension in them. Okay, then you place it. So whichever column you bring, you can come and add the head to it. Okay, you can come and add the head. Okay, any question? No question. Now let's do the structure column before we end. Can we do foundation? So let's do the structure column. Now to do the structure column, now we have to know that this is our ground floor. You get it? Now the structure columns are what are going to hold the structure of your model, the whole building. Okay, so it means you need to use what's called the structure column, not the architectural column. Okay, now how do you use the structure column? Now to use the structure column, you go to your structure tool, click on your structure tool. There under the structure panel, we have the tools that we're using for the structural work. Now we have a beam, we have a wall, we have a column, we have a slab, a floor. Okay, now if we are looking for a column, so we'll click on column. Now this column, because we are dealing with what we call architectural template, all those elements which are used in structure have not been loaded into this template. So what we need to do is that we need to load those things into this template. So we need to go and bring in a structure column into this project. Now to bring the structure column, you go to load family. Now when you go to load family, it is not in the column folder. In the column folder, you will not get anything like structure column. Now the column folder is just for the normal architecture column. But if you are looking for structure column, you go to what's called the structure column folder. So you open the structure column folder. Then you see all the column type, their material type. So we have for concrete, we have for light steel gauge, we have for precast concrete, we have for steel, and we have for wood. We are looking for a concrete in a column in a concrete form. Okay, so we open the concrete folder. Then in it, there are different types of columns. So we have a rectangular, we have a round, we have a square, then we have a rectangular with a drop, then we have a square with what? A drop. Okay, now you should know the type of column you need to bring into your project. Now when you bring in a square column, let's assume a square column comes with one side, because one side equals all the other side. Now rectangular column comes with two sides equal the other two sides. Okay, now if you look at this room setting, do you see the columns? You can see the columns. Where are the columns? Can you see the column? It's there. Oh, I know it's there, but I'm asking whether you can see.
Like whether you can see. No, no.
Yeah.
You can see.
Now you can't see.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think is the problem?
It's a problem.
Yeah. Why can't we see the column?
Because of the block or the plastering.
So it assumed that when you did a block, you did your column, you came to do plastering. So now you cannot see anything of that sort. Okay, now remember, when we're also building our wall, we build the wall with what? Plastering. So it means that when we are placing a column, we can't place a column and to be showing on the surface of our plastering, unless the type of column you are doing is part of the facade of the building. You know there are some designs where or buildings where you can see the column protruding out of the wall. You can see the beam protruding. It's like part of the design, especially church design, where you can see all the column size and everything. So you need to know what you are doing per the column you want to place. Is it flashing? Are you assuming that the moment you do your flashing you don't see the column again? So you should know the width of that column has to flash with your wall, your block wall. Do you get it? Okay. So now let's assume that we want to bring in what you call a rectangular column. So we select load the rectangular column into our project. So in the project, so we have a type of column. Those rectangular columns, we have three types. Okay. Now these ones are structural columns. Okay. Now we are assuming that if I put this column here, you will see that the column is bigger than my wall. So if to me the design necessitates that my column be bigger and it's showing on the surface of the wall, you don't have a problem. You need to go ahead with it. But in a sense that your column you are placing, you want to place it at the end of the day when they do the plastering and everything, you don't see any column. It means we need to determine the weight of the column.
But sir,
yes.
I just selected the concrete triangle into the project, but it said some or all of the family flowers you selected cannot be downloaded. You must choose family flowers or the category component.
So how are you loading the thing? How are you loading it? It's telling you the way you are loading the thing, it can't come. So you are loading the thing wrongly. Where did you go to load? Where did you go to load?
How do you call it? Structure.
And you click on what?
Structure, going to, you call it.
That's why I did example of when I was bringing the head. I told you that there are some of them you can't just go straight and say you are bringing. Some will not come in straight, so you need to go to insert and bring the thing to the project first. Then when you go to your company, you can now see it and you can now place it. Okay. Now we want to assume that our column is what? The size of the block. So it means that we need to edit this column. So I'll click on edit, then I'll duplicate this and give it what? A size of, let's say, the block 150 by at least maybe a 300 column size. Okay, a 300 column size. I'll click on OK, then I'll edit the dimension 150 by what? 300. Now when I click, I have created a column with this size 150 by 300 column. Okay, now I want to place this column in my model. Now to place this this column in your model, what I'm going to do is that I want to show the detailed view of my walls, because my column is supposed to flash with the block wall, not with the plastering. So what I'll do is that I'll go to my detail view, change it to medium. Then I can now see the build up of my wall, all the layers of my wall. Then I'm trying to flash the column to what? The internal wall. Do you get it? The block wall itself. Because I'm assuming with this column, after my plastering, you shouldn't see this column again. So I'll click to place it. Now to place your column, you are the designer. You should know where your columns are supposed to be placed. Okay? Then the position of the way you want to place your column. So I've placed my column, I'm placing them. So I'm doing the edges. Okay, I'm doing the edges, placing the column, placing my columns. Sometimes you place your column, then at the end of the day when you go to your first floor, you realize that you come and have an issue. you'll be having issue because the way you place your column, it doesn't match what it's supposed to be, or it's entering a room. The column you've placed will go and enter a room and it's in the middle of that room. Okay, so I have placed all my columns. I have placed all my column. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I align them well so that they flash where they are supposed to be flashed. Yes.
So I got a message.
You say what?
None of the created elements are visible in floor plan.
Now, when you are placing column, you need to also check the placement way. Are you placing the column by depth or you are placing the column by height? If you place the column and it is going down, it is telling you that yeah, you have placed the column alright, but it's going down so you can't see it. So you check before you place.
Okay, so by height.
It has to go by height.
So you can sing.
Yeah.
You can sing.
Hey, singing game.
Can you hear your voice?
This my voice is not nice.
Who told you?
Hey, me, I can see my little brother will tell me that.
Tell me this here.
This one is.
No, I mean, if you say crowd, the first I'm like, what's.
No. You see, you can sing it so you can listen to yourself and know that you're there.
When they catch up.
We have been saying,
It's your mind.
Hey, yeah, we can imagine this that.
It's your mind. Let me tell you. It's your mind. You see, the problem, everything that we are having now is our mindset. Do you know that?
Yes.
Why am I saying that?
Please, oh, this thing is creating water. It's been like when you put it down, and that's more. Okay, you are using the.
Medium.
Is that
Medium.
medium?
Yeah.
What is the medium?
Yeah. To actually define course.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I'm doing it in the course form.
Okay.
See, like the holes are visible. So is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? Yes.
The color.
Yes.
Oh, I've placed there. Seriously.
There's a lot of water there.
I don't know. Oh, you didn't bring any water. I'll start beating you. But I shouldn't beat them.
No.
I'll cane them.
Hey. When you laid your bed, have you laid your bed?
Yeah.
When did you get the bed sheet and everything?
The question. Yeah, I mean this one.
Mima, it was on it already.
Oh, mine is not on it.
Yeah, mercy.
The pillow is just the structure of the bed I have
Mhm.
and the bed itself, but there's a white cloth and I don't like the white cloth. But I'm not getting any fabric. Nothing.
Really?
It was only dormer type, carpet I got.
Have you been able to place all the colors?
Yes.
I've done it for you.
So everybody's own was on it. Mine was not on it.
But have you gotten what do you call it? What's the name? Whatever you are teaching us, have you gotten out?
Yeah, my misunderstanding. I tried to make it, but I mean, no right.
When you get home, then you do it.
That is the issue. Me, normally when I get home, that's what I try to do. But when
The
my kids,
video,
when they are there too, I can't do anything.
like today, I wanted to fix the the curtain wall. Medrea Minkaishu.
You have to know it first. You have to know it first.
When you know that, how to get it in the wall?
Curtain wall is, they say it's easy crowd.
I wasn't.
Huh?
It wasn't coming.
Oh!
I remember the stairs, the
Oh.
ceiling, but the curtain.
So after this, we are come to put those hello Ross and Shoko mini. I can see it here still.
Yeah.
Wow. You can see what? I was talking about the sleep.
Still.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
That is the iron rod stuff.
No. That's not the iron rod.
That is what?
Still structures.
Both plates, words,
Yeah.
corner cards.
So you've resolved your issue.
What did you do?
Can you see the column? You say you can't see your column. You told me that you had a warning, and they are saying.
Yes, I've seen it.
So you've seen it now.
Yes.
Okay. So you've seen the problem. When you're placing, make sure you check the placement order. Okay. So now I'm trying to align all my columns well. Okay. I want to align the columns well. So I'm aligning them at the edges, especially the edges. They will not be flashing.
How did you do it?
Oh, align to.
But we didn't see it.
I'm not showing align.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So to align, this is the align to. Before the offset to, this is the align to. Now when you click on the align, now what do you want to align?
We go to.
No. It's just modify. And then where you have your modify tools, you see align to. Okay. So what do you want to align? If I click on the align, I want to align this thing well. Look at it. This my column side is not flashing with this wall side. So I want to align it to. I want it to attach. So what you do is that when you click on your align, the place you want the thing to be aligned to, you select that one first. Then what do you want to align to that? You go and pick on that side. So I want this side to be aligned, so I'll just click on it. Then the thing will align to that side. Okay. So that's the way to align. You pick, you align. Okay, you pick where you want the thing to be aligned to, then select the side you want to align the thing to, that side. Then to move to attach to that side. Okay. So this is the way to place your structural column. Like how?
Like maybe you don't align it well.
Now, if you don't align it well, and maybe there's a mistake here, and you want to send the same to another level, that same mistake will run through. Do you get it? So we need to align and correct it well. It's supposed to be flashing with the width of our block.
Okay.
So if it's not touching the block, you've not positioned it well.
Yeah.
Do you get it? So you need to move it and position it well. Now, what we've done here, I have placed the column here. Now, if you want to send this column, if you want to go to the first one, go and place, rather than going there and go and be picking column and placing, you can send the columns you place on your ground floor to the next level. How do you do that? Now, we are going to copy, but I will not use the actual copy tool. Look at it. So I'll select one of the column. I'll right click, and I want to select all of them at once. So I'll go to select all instances visible in view. All the columns in this view will be selected. So you can see all the columns I've placed here are selected. Now, I want all these columns I've selected on the ground floor. I want to send all of them to the first floor. Now, how do you send it? Now, you don't use this copy tool. Okay? This copy tool under the modifier, you don't use it. What you use is under the clipboard. When you come to the clipboard, there's a copy tool under the clipboard. This copy tool under the clipboard. So you see copy to clipboard. Click on it. Now it means that what I have selected, I have copied it. So it's there. Now I want to paste that thing I have copied. Now when you go to the paste, you see paste by it. Drop down the paste. Now under the paste, we have ways of pasting what you've copied. We have paste from clipboard. Align to a selected level. Align to current view, align to same place. Do you get it? Now we want this copy thing of the columns we've copied. It is here. So we want where it is on the ground floor. It should be at the same position on the first floor. So what we are going to do is we want to align this to a level we want to send it to. Do you get it? So we say select, align to selected level. Then we'll pick the level we want the thing to be.
Okay.
It will come by itself.
Yeah. So here is the case. Let's say you are doing an apartment, 20 floors, and you've placed columns on your ground floor, and you know they are running out to the 20th floor. So what you can do is that when you select, you say copy. Then all the levels you want the column to be, you come and select all of them. So here I want the column on my first floor. So I'll select the first floor. Then I'll click OK. That's all. If I go to my first floor, you will see the columns are there waiting for me. At the same location where you place them on the ground floor.
But sir, some are not showing you.
Where? Where? Some are not showing. How? All the columns are selected. That's what it's showing on.
But okay.
Where they are on the ground floor.
Sorry.
It doesn't mean that there's a column here. That is.
Sorry, I'm forgetting that that place is not.
So what do you do?
No,
Yeah.
that place, you know.
There's no column.
There's no column there.
So you don't usually use any column?
Oh, there's no column. Column 2 cannot be hanging. A structure column cannot hang.
If you look at the first floor, look at the
Ground floor.
look at it well.
There's no column here.
Yeah. Have you seen
So you don't expect to be seeing column here. Now look at the problem. See this column. You see what is happening here?
Yes, sir.
Look at this one also. See this one.
Yeah.
You see the problem? So it means there's an issue with this column. So this is something that you have to correct.
Okay.
Before you even send this into the ground floor. I've not finished. Or you want to use it? Okay, when you finish, I'll give it to them. So when you finish.
Yes, sir.
So this is the problem. You see this thing, you want to correct them. So it means this column there's a problem. This one and this one. So it means on the ground floor there's an issue.
Okay.
So what I'll do is that now I'll go to my ground floor and select those columns. I'll delete them. I'll come to my first floor. Those columns are there. I'm going to correct it here.
Okay.
So I'll go. I'll align it well here. Do you get it?
Yes.
Then this one, I'll space by it, align it here like this. Let me see. It's supposed to be entering. Aha. So that's what I'll do. Okay. So I would rather delete it here. Go to my ground floor. Place that column well. Do you get it? I'll place this column well. Then I'll align it well. Okay. I'll align it well. Then I'll select only this. Copy. Clipboard. Align. Selected level. Level 1. If I go there, so you see it has been corrected. Then I'll do this one. I'll select this. Copy. Clipboard. Paste. Align. Ground floor. Okay. I'll go to my ground floor. And that column has been corrected. So you can see that column has been corrected well. So the positions are okay. Hello? Hello? So now I don't have any problem with the top. I don't have a problem with the down. You see how simple it is? Simple. So you don't have issues. Okay? So now, if all these things are corrected, then you cannot take this column to your foundation. So we'll pause there. So we've done structural column. We are left with the beams. Okay? Then we'll do the footings. We'll do the so when we do that, we start designing the foundation. Then we'll do all those things. Okay? Okay. Any question? Any question? We are almost done with the building. The moment we do foundation, site design.
So we wanted to ask that the instead of maybe we are doing an industrial work. Okay, so you want to replace stairs with this thing
Is it lift?
No, not lift. The ones they use at the big mall, the mall
Escalator. Oh yeah, it's inside. You will go to your component.
Okay, so that one you have to go out.
You place it. You go into your component. Now it's a family.
It's inside the family.
Yeah. So go to specialty equipment. Then you see elevators and lift. The escalator is there.
Okay.
Select. Come and place it where you want to place it.
Okay.
If you want to place it here, place it there. That is it. It's there.
Wow. I was like that.
Yeah. It is there for you. Nice and easy.
Um,
And this one to be, when you place it on the floor, it will be on the floor.
mm,
So you will not see this down. Okay?
okay.
You will not see the down there because it will be attached to your ground floor.
Okay.
You get, if I go to
It
my
has entered
south
into the
view,
foundation.
so this is my ground floor. So you
Yeah.
see,
That's entered.
Yeah, it has
uh-huh.
entered into the-
Hello,
Yes, sir.
nice one. And this will also connect to your wall, first floor.
Wow.
So you see that it will not go above.
Yeah.
It's there. This is not the only thing. There's lift. So if you are doing a design, you need a lift. There's a lift inside.
Okay.
Yeah,
So and
it's a
is
lift.
And
the
then lift you, okay, you can place it as, how do you call it, the staircase area.
Yeah, if you are behind them, put it in that space. Okay.
okay.
Yeah. You wanted to say something else.
No, I'm okay. I was asking that the columns, like
Yeah.
when you put it in a medium form,
Yeah.
you see this thing.
Plastering and all
the
those.
plastering.
Yeah.
So you put it into.
Yeah. It has to flash with the wall. This is our wall,
Okay.
not with the plastering.
Okay.
That's why we've put it the detail level is set to medium for us to see our layers. So we flash it with the wall rather, not with the plastering. Well, the moment you flash it with the plastering, if you come to your 3D, you'll be seeing the wall, the column on the surface of your wall.
Okay.
Do you get it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So nice and easy. Nice and easy.
Joining the, I'm coming in small.
Small. You see, it makes it nice. If you are modeling, if you are creating, you are practicing, you enjoy it, serious. And you yourself, you'll be shocked that, hey, you can do the thing like that.
Yes.
But if you are not practicing, Charlie,
Very soon I will not let anybody chop my leg again.
that is the end game. That is the end game. You do Charlie, then every morning you chop, you know to come to you. This one cry, you can even do the 3D and render.
So sir, me I go to the to be honest.
Do and render it.
I
Nice
tell
and
you why
easy.
that guy Kwachi. No.
Take all the money,
Oh.
charge you big. Take all the
Come
money.
and stand there talking rubbish and then you wait.
We don't plenty.